In 2025, 29 scientists proved that the megalodon we've been imagining for 200 years never existed. The real one was worse. A shark with warm blood. Babies that ate their siblings before they were even born. For 19 million years, nothing in the ocean could challenge it. Bigger than T-Rex, teeth the size of your hand, jaws that could swallow two people standing side by side. Then, around 3 million years ago, gone. All that's left are teeth and questions nobody could answer. Is it possible something that powerful could still be out there? Maybe. But that's not what keeps researchers awake at night. What's truly unsettling is they got almost everything wrong. We mounted skeletons in museums of an animal that was pure invention. Because Megalodon wasn't a giant great white, it wasn't even close. The real animal was stranger, deadlier, and nothing about it was normal. To understand why Megalodon wasn't normal, we need to go back to 1660X. Two fishermen off the coast of Livorno, Italy, hauled in something terrifying, a giant shark, so massive that the local duke ordered its head sent to the most brilliant mind in Florence, Niels Steno, a Danish anatomist. But Steno wasn't interested in the shark's size. He was staring at its teeth, triangular, serrated, identical to mysterious stones that had puzzled humanity for centuries. Stones people called glossopetri, tongue stones. For generations, no one knew what they were. Some believed they were petrified dragon tongues. Others thought they fell from the sky during lunar eclipses. Some wore them around their necks as protection against poison. Dragon tongues, moon rocks, magic charms. Why such strange theories? Because these stones looked impossible. Too big to come from any fish, too perfect to be natural rock. 7 inches long, serrated edges like blades. Nothing in the ocean had teeth like that. Nothing anyone had ever seen. So people invented stories, myths, anything to explain the unexplainable. Then Steno held that shark head, looked at its teeth, looked at those ancient stones, and realized the truth. Same shape, same impossible size. They weren't dragon tongues, they were shark teeth, ancient ones, buried in rock for millions of years. In that single moment, Steno invented paleontology and revealed a predator that shouldn't have existed. But these teeth were truly abnormal. A great white has about 50 teeth at a time. Megalodon had 276, rows and rows stacked like a conveyor belt. When one fell out, another pushed forward. A great white might go through a few thousand teeth in its lifetime. Megalodon went through 40,000. Multiply that across millions of megalodons. Across 19 million years, ocean floors became buried in them. So when scientists finally asked how large the creature behind these teeth actually was, they had thousands of clues scattered across every ocean on Earth. And every single one said the same thing. Whatever this was, it broke the rules of how big a shark can be. For decades, scientists believed Megalodon maxed out at 15 meters, maybe 18 if you pushed it. A giant, yes, but within the limits of what a shark could be. Then came Belgium. In a museum basement in Brussels sits something that broke everything. A fossilized spinal column, 11 meters of vertebrae, thick as dinner plates, locked in stone for millions of years. But that 11 meters? Just the trunk? No head, no tail, just the middle section of one animal. The old formulas couldn't explain it. Scientists had been using great white proportions to estimate Megalodon's size. Measure a tooth, scale up the body, simple. But when they applied those formulas to the Belgian spine, the numbers broke. The maths didn't work. So in 2025, Dr. Kenshu Shimada and 28 other scientists tried something different. Instead of forcing Megalodon into the great white mold, they compared it to 145 living shark species and 20 extinct ones. They studied the proportions of heads, trunks, and tails across the entire shark family tree. What they found changed everything. In most sharks, the head makes up about 16.6% of total body length. The tail accounts for around 32.6%. Apply those proportions to the Belgian specimen, and you get a shark roughly 16 meters long. But the Belgian vertebrae aren't even the biggest on record. In Denmark, scientists found vertebrae 23 centimeters wide, larger than anything from Belgium. Scale those up using the same calculations, and you arrive at a number that seemed impossible. 24.3 meters, nearly 80 feet, weighing up to 94 tons. For context, the largest great white ever recorded was just over 6 meters. Megalodon was 4 times longer. At that size, a great white looks like a minnow beside a submarine. No shark should be that big. Here is why: because every animal has a ceiling, a point where physics says stop. For sharks, that ceiling is around 7 meters, maybe 8 if conditions are perfect. Beyond that, the math turns hostile. Muscle demands outpace oxygen supply. Hearts can't pump blood fast enough to feed tissue that far from the core. 7 meters. That's where shark biology breaks down. Megalodon blew past it. 20 meters, 24 meters. Sizes that shouldn't have been possible, unless its body couldn't be following the same blueprint. And when scientists finally examined the shape instead of just the size, they realized it wasn't. Every shark follows the same design. Great whites, tigers, bulls. They're stocky, thick, built for short, explosive bursts, ambush predators that strike fast and hard. It's a design that works, but it comes with a cost. Stocky bodies create drag. The bigger you get, the more energy you burn just moving through water. That's why no stocky shark grows beyond 7 meters. So how did Megalodon reach 24? For 2 centuries, every reconstruction got it wrong. Artists took a great white and scaled it up. Same thick body, same bulky frame, just bigger. It looked terrifying. It also made no sense. A stocky shark at 24 meters would burn more calories moving than it could ever consume. It would starve just swimming. When Shimada's team analyzed the vertebrae, they didn't just calculate size, they calculated shape. And what they found broke the great white template completely. Megalodon wasn't stocky at all. It was long, lean, streamlined. The giants of the shark world aren't built like great whites. They're built like makos, like blue sharks. Bodies designed for efficiency, for cruising vast distances without burning through energy. Megalodon was the same. A flatter head, a longer tail, pectoral fins stretched out like wings to support its massive frame. Less like a great white, more like a mako scaled up to the size of a whale. This changes everything about how it lived. A stocky megalodon would have been an ambush predator, hiding, waiting, striking in short bursts. A streamlined megalodon was something else entirely: a cruiser, an endurance hunter, an animal that could cross entire oceans without rest, following whale migrations across thousands of miles. Great whites wait for prey to come to them. Megalodon could hunt you anywhere on Earth, but a body that size crossing oceans, hunting whales, that requires energy. Massive amounts of energy. More than any cold-blooded shark could produce, which meant something inside it was different too. Sharks are cold-blooded, always have been. 400 million years of evolution, thousands of species, all of them prisoners of temperature. Their bodies run at whatever the water gives them. Cold water, slow shark, warm water, faster shark. It's a limitation, but it's also efficient. Cold-blooded animals don't waste energy heating themselves. They take what the environment offers and survive on less. Every shark on Earth works this way, except one. For decades, scientists suspected something was different about Megalodon. A predator that size, chasing whales across oceans, hunting in tropical waters and temperate seas. It didn't add up. Cold-blooded animals can't do that. They're stuck in their temperature zone. They don't chase prey into waters their bodies can't handle. But Megalodon went everywhere. Its teeth have been found on every continent except Antarctica. Warm waters, cool waters, wherever whales went, Megalodon followed. How? Suspicion isn't proof, and with only teeth and vertebrae to study, proof seemed impossible. Then scientists found a way to make the teeth talk. In 2023, researchers from UCLA and UC Merced analyzed isotopes locked inside fossilized Megalodon enamel, oxygen and carbon variants that get trapped as teeth form. The ratio changes depending on body temperature. Cold-blooded sharks show one pattern, warm-blooded animals show another. Megalodon's teeth told a different story. Its body ran 7 degrees Celsius, warmer than the surrounding ocean. Internal temperature around 27 degrees. Not quite mammal, but far warmer than any shark should be. Megalodon was warm-blooded. This was the key to everything. Warm blood meant speed, muscles that fired faster, reactions quicker, the ability to chase prey until it couldn't run anymore. Warm blood meant range. While other sharks stayed trapped in their zones, Megalodon owned the entire planet. It also meant power. But warm blood comes with a price, a terrible price. To keep that internal furnace burning, Megalodon needed fuel, constant fuel. Scientists estimate over 100,000 calories every single day. That's a fully grown dolphin for breakfast, another for lunch, another for dinner, every single day, for its entire life. When prey was plentiful, this was manageable. The Miocene oceans teemed with whales, seals, dolphins, an all-you-can-eat buffet for a super predator. But what happens when the buffet closes? That's a problem for later. First, there's another question. How does a baby megalodon, newborn, untested, alone, find 100,000 calories a day? The answer is one of the most disturbing things in nature. A newborn great white is about 1 meter long. It spends its first years dodging predators, hunting small fish, slowly building size. Many don't survive. Megalodon babies were different. When scientists examined growth rings in fossilized vertebrae, they found something disturbing. At birth, a megalodon pup measured around 2 meters. Some estimates push closer to 4 meters, the size of a full-grown great white, from day one. How does a baby get that big before it's even born? The answer is nightmare fuel. Inside a megalodon mother, embryos didn't wait patiently for birth. They hatched early, still in the womb. And then they started eating. First, the unfertilized eggs, dozens of them, maybe hundreds, rich in protein and fat, a conveyor belt of nutrients pumped directly to the survivors. But sometimes eggs weren't enough. In some shark species, the first embryo to hatch doesn't just eat eggs, it eats its siblings, the smaller ones, the slower ones, the ones who hatch second. Scientists call it intrauterine cannibalism, a battle that begins before birth. Only the strongest, fastest, hungriest survive. By the time a megalodon pup emerged into open water, it had already killed, already consumed, already proven itself a predator. And at 2 to 4 meters long, almost nothing in the ocean could threaten it. This wasn't cruelty. It was strategy. A small baby needs protection, years to grow before it can defend itself. A baby the size of a great white needs none of that. It's already dangerous, already capable, already a killer. Scientists have found fossilized nursery grounds in Panama and Spain, shallow, warm coastal waters where pregnant megalodons gathered to give birth. Places with abundant small fish and few large predators. Safe zones, not for the babies, for everything else. Because a megalodon pup didn't enter the world helpless, it entered the world hungry and already knowing how to kill. Born monsters, raised in protected waters, bred to dominate from their first breath. So surely an animal this perfectly built belonged to the most successful shark lineage on Earth. The same bloodline still thriving today. It didn't. Every predator has relatives. Great whites belong to the Lamnidae family, makos, porbeagles, salmon sharks, cousins spread across every ocean, a lineage stretching back millions of years, still thriving today. Tigers have family, bulls have family. Every shark alive can trace its bloodline to living relatives. Megalodon has no one. For almost years, scientists assumed the connection was obvious. Megalodon teeth looked like great white teeth, triangular, serrated, built for the same purpose, same teeth, same family. Case closed, except it wasn't. In the mid-2000s, researchers stopped looking at the surface. They went deeper. Microscopic analysis of tooth enamel, internal architecture, the fingerprint hidden inside. Great white teeth have a specific structure, a pattern that connects them to Lamnidae. Every member of that family shares it. Megalodon's teeth had something else entirely, an older pattern, a different architecture, a structure that belonged to a completely separate lineage. By 2019, the science was settled. Megalodon wasn't a giant great white, wasn't even a distant cousin. It belonged to Autodontidae, A family of massive sharks that evolved separately for tens of millions of years. A family with no living members, no modern descendants, nothing left but fossils. A dead branch on the tree of life. So why did the teeth look so similar? Evolution playing tricks. Scientists call it convergent evolution. Two completely unrelated species arriving at the same solution. Dolphins and sharks both evolved streamlined bodies. Bats and birds both evolved wings. Great whites and Megalodon both evolved serrated, triangular teeth. Same design, different designers, millions of years apart. The resemblance wasn't proof of family, it was coincidence. Megalodon wasn't connected to anything alive today. No descendants hunting the oceans, no cousins carrying its genes. When it died, its entire lineage died with it. Most apex predators leave something behind, a legacy, a bloodline, proof they existed beyond bones. Megalodon left nothing but teeth and questions, which raises the biggest question of all. How does something this perfectly designed for survival go extinct? Apex predators don't starve to death. That's not how extinction works for the animals at the top. Dinosaurs got an asteroid. Saber-toothed cats got outcompeted by wolves and humans with spears. Great whites today face fishing nets and finning boats. The powerful die to something more powerful. That's the rule. That's how it's always worked. Megalodon broke that rule too. For years, scientists assumed something must have killed it. A bigger predator, a rival species, some catastrophic event that could challenge 94 tons of warm-blooded muscle. They searched the fossil record, looked for bite marks, signs of battle, evidence of anything large enough to take down the largest predator the ocean had ever produced. Nothing. The ancient seas held nothing that came close. So if nothing killed Megalodon, what did? Its own body. The very thing that made it unstoppable. Remember that warm blood, the furnace that gave it speed no cold-blooded shark could match. Range across every ocean on Earth, power to hunt whales wherever they fled. That furnace never turned off. 100,000 calories every day. No slowing down when times got hard. Then the world changed. Around 5 million years ago, ocean temperatures began dropping, just a few degrees, slowly over millions of years. For cold-blooded sharks, this barely mattered. They slowed down, ate less, waited. Their bodies adjusted to whatever the environment offered. Megalodon couldn't wait. Its metabolism didn't negotiate, didn't care that the oceans were cooling or that 55% of marine mammals were dying off. 100,000 calories, today, tomorrow, every day until there's nothing left. The furnace that conquered the ocean was now burning Megalodon alive from the inside, but that's not the worst part. Around 4 million years ago, a new predator appeared. Smaller, leaner, cold-blooded. The great white shark. Everything Megalodon wasn't. An efficient killer that could survive on a seal every few weeks. That could go a month without eating and barely notice. That thrived exactly where giants starved. Zinc isotope analysis proved what no one wanted to believe. Megalodon and great whites were hunting the same prey, the same waters, the same shrinking food supply. A 94-ton giant that needed 3 dolphins a day just to survive. Against a 6-meter shark that needed 1 seal a month. This wasn't a battle, it was a siege. Great whites didn't fight Megalodon. They didn't need to. They just ate what Megalodon needed. Small bites from a shrinking buffet. And every meal they took was a meal Megalodon couldn't afford to lose. By 3.6 million years ago, it was over. The greatest predator the ocean had ever known. Designed for absolute dominance, starved to death, Megalodon held the ocean in a fist. What happens when that fist finally opens? The ocean exhaled. Most predators disappear and the world moves on, but Megalodon disappeared and the world went mad. When it vanished, the ocean transformed. For 19 million years, Megalodon had kept everything in check. Whales couldn't grow too large. Larger meant slower. Slower meant easier to catch. Size was a death sentence. Then, Megalodon disappeared, and suddenly, size meant survival. Within a few million years, whales exploded. Cetaceans doubled in size, then doubled again. Giants that would have been impossible when Megalodon patrolled the depths. And then came the blue whale. 30 meters, 200 tons, the largest animal to ever exist on Earth, bigger than any dinosaur, bigger than Megalodon itself. When did blue whales first appear? 1.5 million years ago, long after Megalodon was gone. Most predators leave a gap. Megalodon left a new world. Even its absence wasn't normal. But here's what's stranger. We accept when predators go extinct. Dinosaurs, mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, gone. We move on. Megalodon? People can't let it go. In 2013, Discovery Channel aired a fake documentary called Megalodon: The Monster Shark Lives. Actors played scientists. Footage was fabricated. Millions believed it. Why? Why does Megalodon spark belief when other extinct predators don't? Because nothing about it seems possible in the first place. If something that abnormal lived once, maybe it still could. The Mariana Trench drops 11 kilometers into darkness. We've explored less than 5% of the ocean floor. If anything could hide, surely it would be there. It's a seductive thought, and it's impossible. Megalodon was a warm water predator. The deep ocean is freezing. Its metabolism demanded constant fuel. The Mariana Trench is a biological desert. Nothing down there could feed it. If Megalodon existed, we'd know. Fresh teeth on beaches, bite marks on whales, sightings from ships. There's nothing. No teeth younger than 3.6 million years. Megalodon is gone. But normal extinctions fade from memory. We forget. We move on. Megalodon was never normal. So we can't forget it. Can't stop searching. Can't stop believing. Maybe because we still don't fully understand what it actually was. Ancient predators leave answers. Dinosaurs left skeletons, complete ones, skulls, spines, tails, entire bodies locked in stone. Scientists can reconstruct how they moved, what they ate, how they lived. Megalodon left teeth, but teeth only tell you so much. No complete Megalodon skeleton has ever been found. Everything else? Gone. Cartilage rotted into nothing millions of years ago. Every reconstruction you've ever seen, every museum display, every movie monster is a guess. Educated, informed, but still a guess. What else are we missing? In 2025, 29 scientists rewrote everything we believed about Megalodon. The size, the body, the blood. But that's the thing about Megalodon. The story keeps changing. Because we're still working with fragments, still guessing from pieces, still trying to rebuild a nightmare from scattered teeth. Normal predators leave enough evidence to be understood. Megalodon left just enough to be mysterious. We've rewritten its story once. We'll probably rewrite it again. And again. Every new discovery changes the picture. The biggest shark that ever lived. The most abnormal predator the ocean ever produced. And after all this time, we're still not sure what it really was. Just that nothing about it was normal. And maybe never will be. The ocean doesn't give up its secrets easily. But it has more. Creatures just as strange. If you want to see what else breaks the rules, like and subscribe. There's more out there.